Good morning. I have been exhausted. I don't know if anyone else has felt that way, but I've recovered a bit, and at the bus stop again, I got some images from angels, and it's a really interesting message, and I want to share it. All right, so what they were showing me is the bandwidth on a cell phone. So those little bars that you see, like, do I have, enough, like, what is it, bandwidth, or, or am I picking up enough of the, what's it? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? When you have the 4 bars, it looked exactly like that. And so there was someone watching you, spirit tracker, measuring your light, angels showing you. It's very difficult if your bar is small. I'm just trying to make sense of what I scribbled down here. So basically what they're saying is that the way that they know, or the way that you attract what it is that you need, is by your, let's look at it in terms of bandwidth, and that's how they see it from up there, right? So if you're emitting a high bar, you're more visible, and it's easier for you to manifest or to attract what you need. And what they were showing me, and I don't know, light beams from the head like a spiritual charger. We are afraid to leave ourselves. I'm not really sure what that one means, but I think it's talking about play and imagination. And the reality is that we all can't be super filled with joy from day to day, all day long. That's not really possible in the world. And a lot of us have to do jobs and things that we don't love a whole lot. And that's not what they mean, okay? It doesn't mean that you have to walk around emitting light and joy all the time. What it means is that you always have some bandwidth so that you keep light, whatever that means for you. I equate it to love, right? So that you keep love in your heart no matter what it is that you're facing, even if it is, job is the first thing that comes to mind, because that could be 8, 10, 12 hours a day where you cannot be focused entirely on what lights you up inside, unless you're, somebody who has found a vocation that works with your purpose and what brings you joy, which is what they want for all of us, by the way. No matter what age you are, that's what they want for us. Not because they're taking like score and giving us a report card, but because that's what we're meant for, right? So this image that I got was a little bit of me, all right, mixed together with what I was getting. And the things that make me light up inside, or thinking about like my children, my nieces and nephews, like all the little ones that I have in my life. And I just love little ones, because they are just such beautiful light beings, and they have a purity about them, and it just lights me up inside. Also, when I think about like little puppies and puppy's breath, or kittens, like, that makes me really happy. But not for everybody. Some people might think about, I don't know why this came to mind, but Sonic the Hedgehog, or or baking, or something like that. So if you can put it in your schedule, even put it on your phone to remind you that you have to send out a light beam a few times a day with joy. So I think that if you just kind of do an exercise, almost like meditation, where you're picturing something in your head that brings you joy, brings you to that place. It could be a memory, although I feel like maybe that's probably not best, because you might be holding on to something that's no longer in your life. But you decide something that brings you joy without any sadness or regret or remorse or anything like that. And to think about that thing, to build up your bandwidth and hold it for a few minutes, even if you can, or just a minute, 30 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever you could do. Shoot that beam up, because if it's powerful, and it will be if you're thinking about the right thing, they're going to see that beam. And it is a way for you to let them know where you are, what you need, and the frequency that you want to emit. Because if your bandwidth is super low, they may not see you. And like I said, on certain days, it could even be 5 days a week, we may have to stay at that lower bandwidth a majority of the time, because we're not all positively lit up about everything that we do all day. But as long as you schedule in for your own soul and for your own happiness, a few times a day, as many as you can do, but at least one time a day, something that really brings you joy, focus on it, and just picture it like a beam shooting straight up, so that your guides, your angels, your ancestors will see that, and that will help them. Because you can say it out loud, or you could just say it to yourself in your head, whatever it is that you want to attract, what you want more of in your life, not what you want less of, because that will bring your bandwidth down. So what you want more of in your life. If you could do that a couple of times a day, that would be a great thing for you. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to go outside and I'm going to shoot up some beams, and hopefully I'll be back for a reading today. But I hope that helps somebody, because I think that's a really cool concept. I did pull a bunch of other things, but I'll just show you one. The Age of Light. If you look at that, it's got a pyramid on it, which I absolutely love. And what it says is, you've been training for this for lifetimes. And I do believe that. I do believe that within our DNA, within our memory, within our bodies, the energy, we have skills that we have not uncovered yet, that we don't know about yet. And I think that this might be one of the things that we can do. And we talk about this all the time. I see it when I watch other readers that I love talking about purification and clarity and having intention in what you do. And this is very similar to that. But this was their language to me, right? So maybe you could think of it this way too, if it makes sense to you, as bandwidth. And my bandwidth is getting low. I have to inject some joy into my life. This is an ancient being. It looks like a pharaoh or something. It's got Egypt vibes, but it also has a very futuristic vibe. So it's got an ancient and futuristic vibe all at the same time, which is really cool. So maybe you could think about that too. All right, well, hopefully I'll be back later. Please inject some joy into your life today. And thanks for being on my channel, Gregor Girl Tarot. And like this and subscribe if you enjoyed this.